Question 341. How do you integrate active learning techniques in your courses to improve student participation and retention? I utilize various active learning techniques, such as Think, Pair, Share, where students discuss concepts with a partner before sharing with the class. Group problem-solving exercises allow students to collaborate and learn from one another. Additionally, I incorporate case studies relevant to the course material, prompting students to analyze real-world scenarios. These strategies not only promote participation, but also enhance retention by making learning more interactive and applicable to their future careers. Question 342. Describe your approach to mentoring students, particularly those who may be struggling academically. I take a proactive approach to mentoring by establishing open lines of communication with students. I encourage them to discuss their challenges during office hours or through email. For struggling students, I develop personalized action plans that include academic resources, tutoring sessions, and regular check-ins. I also create a supportive classroom environment where students feel comfortable seeking help. By fostering relationships based on trust and encouragement, I help students navigate their academic journeys more successfully. Question 343. How do you leverage feedback from students to improve your teaching methods and course content? I actively solicit feedback through anonymous surveys and in-class discussions to gauge students' perceptions of the course. This input helps me identify areas for improvement in teaching methods and course content. After analyzing the feedback, I make necessary adjustments, whether updating materials, altering pacing, or incorporating new teaching strategies. I also share changes with students, demonstrating that their voices matter, which promotes a collaborative learning environment and encourages further engagement. Question 344. Can you discuss your experience with curriculum design and how you ensure it meets educational standards? My experience in curriculum design involves aligning course objectives with institutional and accreditation standards. I begin by researching best practices and consulting with colleagues to develop a coherent structure. I incorporate assessments that measure student learning outcomes, ensuring they reflect the skills and knowledge required in the field. Regular reviews and revisions, based on student performance data and stakeholder feedback, allow me to maintain high educational standards and relevance. Question 345. What strategies do you use to foster a sense of community among students in a community college setting? I implement icebreaker activities at the beginning of the semester to help students get to know one another. I also promote collaborative projects that encourage teamwork and peer interaction. Regularly incorporating discussion forums, both online and in person, allows students to share experiences and support each other. By establishing a welcoming atmosphere and encouraging participation, I cultivate a sense of belonging and community, which positively impacts student engagement and retention. Question 346. How do you stay current with advancements in your discipline, and how do you incorporate these into your teaching? I engage in continuous professional development through workshops, conferences, and online courses relevant to my discipline. I also subscribe to academic journals and follow industry leaders on social media to stay informed about emerging trends. I incorporate new findings and technologies into my curriculum, ensuring that students learn the most current practices. By presenting real-world applications of theoretical concepts, I prepare students for the evolving landscape of their field. Question 347. Discuss your experience with student assessment tools and how you ensure their effectiveness in measuring learning outcomes. I utilize a variety of assessment tools, including formative assessments like quizzes, peer evaluations, and reflective essays, alongside summative assessments like exams and projects. I employ rubrics that clearly outline expectations, allowing students to understand how they will be evaluated. Regularly reviewing assessment data helps me identify trends in student performance, ensuring that assessments effectively measure learning outcomes. Adjustments are made based on these insights to enhance both teaching and learning. Question 348. How do you approach interdisciplinary collaboration with colleagues from different departments or fields? I believe interdisciplinary collaboration enriches the educational experience. I initiate discussions with colleagues from different departments to explore common themes and potential joint projects. By organizing cross-departmental workshops or guest lectures, we can share insights and resources. This collaboration exposes students to diverse perspectives and fosters critical thinking. I also encourage students to draw connections between disciplines, enhancing their ability to approach problems holistically and apply their learning across various contexts. Question 349. In what ways do you utilize data analytics to improve student success and retention rates in your courses? I analyze data from course assessments and student performance metrics to identify trends and areas for improvement. By tracking attendance and engagement levels, I can intervene early with at-risk students. I also use demographic data to tailor support services and resources. This data-driven approach informs my teaching strategies, allowing me to adapt materials and interventions to better support student learning and increase retention rates, ultimately enhancing their educational experience. Question 350. How do you handle conflicts among students in your classroom, particularly during group projects or discussions? I address conflicts by fostering open communication and encouraging students to express their concerns respectfully. I facilitate discussions that allow each party to share their perspective and work towards a resolution. If necessary, I mediate the conversation to guide them toward a constructive outcome. Additionally, I emphasize the importance of teamwork and respect for differing opinions, providing students with conflict resolution strategies. This approach not only resolves issues, but also teaches valuable interpersonal skills.